Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, or indeed if you're new to the channel, welcome along. My name is Andy, the Uncommentator, and we're returning for the first time in a hell of a long time to Pokemon Stadium. And more specifically in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get this Mew trophy. Even more specifically, I'm going to be showing you how to get it using rental Pokemon. Now you can see there, this Mew was acquired using rental Pokemon, and the only way to do that is by doing round 2 Prime Cup Master Ball. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Incidentally, if you've seen my other video where I show you that I've got all 151 Pokemon trophies, the only one that you can't get through rentals is Mewtwo, which you can see there. You can see the trainer ID is Andrew, and level 81, not level 100, etc. So you have to do a transfer pack from the Game Boy to get that one. But for Mew, you can get it on rentals, and if you do that and get all the other 149 that I've not talked about, you get that screen there that I've just shown you. So, as I said, Pokemon Stadium Round 2, Prime Cup Master Ball, one last time, hopefully. And incidentally, I'm going to be using a slightly different team to the team that I used when I got that trophy myself. I'm going to make one change to the team, hopefully for the better. But it won't be the first Pokemon, so Gengar I used when I got that, as I did Starmie and Jynx, and there it is. Next to Jynx, it's Electabuzz. Now, Electabuzz was the Pokemon that I used. I'm going to trade it out for Jolteon. So Jolteon instead of Electabuzz, and then still Zapdos and Mew. And here we go. So I'll just very, very quickly run you through the team. So starting off with, of course, Gengar. So pretty quick, good special, but mainly going to be relying on Nightshade. Starmie, quick, Thunder, Bubble Beam, good special, we know that. Jynx, good for sleep, Ice Punch, Psychic, good moveset. Jolteon the newbie, so really, really quick, and of course, special with Thunder. Zapdos, One Trick Pony, of course, Thunder. And Mew, we will be using, so you can see there all its stats are the same, but it's pretty much going to be relying on Psychic, but it won't be relying on it for this battle, because, well, let's get straight on with it. So we're going to be, it's going to be Starmie that's going to be kicking things off. I'm not going to go for, oh great, Jynx. I'm not going to be going through the this for this like I do in the other videos in this series. So if you have watched my playthrough of this series, I've played through the entire series and beaten it all using rental Pokemon. When I did this battle in the main series, this trophy I should say, I didn't use this team. I used quite a different team. Obviously, like I said, I'm making this video just to show you that you can get Mew, or how to get Mew, using rental Pokemon. So at the start of each battle I won't be saying this for this, blah blah blah. We're just going to sort of get on with it and take it as it comes. That was a nice little critical hit. I have to say, yeah, Jynx is the one I didn't really want to see, but unfortunately we did see it. So hopefully this Bubble Beam quite going to knock it out. We haven't done a special drop yet though, which is useful. Yeah, so Starmie, Jolteon, Gengar for this battle. I forgot to. I was trying to get on with it so quickly that I actually forgot to say what the team was. But yeah, Starmie, Jolteon, Gengar. And despite that special drop, we'll stick with Bubble Beam, although maybe Swift would have been safer. Swift would have knocked it out. Bubble Beam should still knock it out, even with the special drop. Yep, there we go. So that's a good start. Yeah, I didn't really want to see Jynx, I have to say. What I will do as well, actually, while we're going through this, I will mention the team that I used when I actually acquired Mew myself. So when I had Electabuzz on the team instead of Jolteon, I'll tell you the team that I used. But I do think the thing with Electabuzz is it's got Thunder Wave, which can come in handy. But I think Jolteon's higher special plus Thunder being a lot better than Thunder Punch, I would say outweighs the ability to paralyze with Thunder Wave. So I'd always go for Jolteon over Electabuzz. Yeah, if the Scyther comes out, switch to Gengar because it'll go for Slash probably, or Hyper Beam, so he can get a free switch. Now it'll go for wing attack. So rather than switching Jolteon in on a slash, it makes sense to switch it in on a wing attack.
How will the SWAT Pokemon fight?
If this Thunder hits, it will one-shot it, which is always useful. Yeah, so as I said, when I recorded this with Electabuzz on the team instead of Electabuzz on the team instead of Jolteon. Yeah, the team I used for this battle was... Wow, I didn't expect that to do so much damage. Okay, this really needs to hit now. Yeah, the team I used for the battle previously was Starmie, Zapdos and Gengar, so virtually the same. Only obviously Jolteon instead of Zapdos. That critical hit didn't matter. It wouldn't. Yeah, it's a one-shot anyway. That, so you don't need the crit. I can't believe that slash did so much damage. I think it was because the wing attack got a critical hit. That's why I sort of forgot that had happened. Good, another Pokemon that can be taken out with one shot. So again, if Thunder hits this, it will kill it. It's apart from the Jynx, been a nice team. Oh, another critical hit. As I said though, it would have one-shotted it without, so we didn't need that. Well, a nice gentle-ish start. A little bit fortunate, I suppose. But yeah, nice win. Continue early on. Obviously try and get as many continues as we can, particularly early on. Gengar came in useful there, just to provide a free switch. If Raticate comes out, Gengar's pretty useful for that one. Anywho, on to Battle 2, which rhymes, against the Judo Boy. And the team for this battle is going to be Jynx, and then it's going to be Gengar and Jolteon. So let's go. Jynx making its her debut, his debut, its debut, their debut, a debut. Cool, Hitmonlee, we'll take that. Hopefully we'll knock it out. Does outspeed Jynx, but this should be an OHKO. Now this isn't a guaranteed OHKO. Just something to be aware of. So it may survive this. If it does, we'll need to go to Gengar. Well, critical hit makes absolutely sure. The only one I don't want to see here really is Jolteon. If Jolteon doesn't come out, this should be fairly straightforward, as long as we're not relying on Lovely Kiss too much. The less evolutions, the better. So inevitably they send one in, and of course it is super effective against Jynx. Now the problem here is, so we're going to have to put it to sleep. The problem here is, it may not go for Focus Energy. I guess we're going to find out. But it has. Yeah, sometimes it goes straight for Flamethrower, because obviously it's super effective. But we really need to put it to sleep because it's got quite a big special. So that's the problem with this one. There we go. So now we can hopefully start chipping away with Psychic. You can get a special drop, even better. Yeah, the three you don't want to face here, really, probably the three evolutions. Pinsir. Machamp can be a poly. Ideally, you want Machamp to start because Jynx can two-shot it. Yeah, but the one you definitely don't want is Jolteon because it outspeeds and yeah, it's a bit of you've got nothing super effective against it, so can be tricky. Right, well that could have gone worse. So we go for Lovely Kiss again, put it back to sleep. We're on for a continue here at the minute. If I can knock this out with Jynx, then whatever the last Pokemon is, it's 3 against 1 essentially. So I'd like to think that we could gang up on it and knock it out, basically. What'll it do? Come on, night-night. There we go. Right, so we should knock this out now because Psychic. Two Psychics will knock this out. Or that. Even better. Okay. Right, as long as this isn't Jolteon, we're good. Hey!
Oh, it's Jolteon.
Great.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1.
Right, we're gonna have to. We're gonna. Well, we don't have to, but at least it goes for focus energy, so it sort of lets us get a move in. But yeah, we'll go for the sleep move again. I mean, we don't have to, but you might as well. The only way that's a bad move is if it fails, obviously, because if it wakes straight up, it's not really made any difference. So we'll go Ice Punch. Maybe mistake. Yeah, it is. I mean, we'll go Psychic. That's what I meant to say. There we go. Yeah, we'll go Ice Punch on the next turn. Because hopefully, I want to try and... The reason I was going to go for Ice Punch is because I wanted to try and get a freeze. I was thinking, shall I go Ice Punch and then press the button for Psychic, so apologies there. But this time we will be going Ice Punch. Let's try and get a freeze, which obviously would guarantee the continue. Well, that doesn't hurt either.
What a furious battle!
Okay. Go Ice Punch again, because it's not gonna... I don't think Psychic will do 99. I don't think. I didn't pay attention to how much... Oh, no critical hit. That was a bit fortunate.
What now?
Please freeze it. No, okay. 34, that sucks.
The intense battle continues.
Right, so we'll switch to Jolteon, because it's probably going to go Thunderbolt again. So obviously Jolteon will resist it. And then with any luck, Quick Attack will knock it out. I mean, we've won. Well, I say we've won. Oh. Okay. That's not good.
What's this?
Okay, well, if I know that was coming, obviously I'd have gone to Gengar, that's a little bit irritating, actually.
How will the swamp Pokemon fight?
I know Gengar... I know, sorry... Jynx's defense is rubbish, but why it's not gone for Thunderbolt, I don't know. That's a little bit irritating, actually, because that's going to cost me the continue, probably. Especially now that's not knocked it out. Unless it's just normal damage, then...
What's next?
Which inevitably it isn't. Yeah, I think we got screwed over a bit there, actually. But, oh well.
We're waiting for
I mean, like I said, the only way we lose now is if it paralyses Gengar. And I can't get the Nightshade away. If that happens, we've lost. So, I either win in this turn or we lose. That's they're the two choices. Well, actually, having said that, if this isn't a critical hit, we may be okay, but which it is. But it's not paralysed me, so we're fine. It's not paralysed me. It's 69 me, which is don't know who did that joke. Wasn't particularly. Anyway, let's move on. very quickly. Move on to battle 3. See you, Jolteon. And that's why I didn't want it to come out, because it outspeeds and then starts just reeling off critical hit moves. So yeah. It's exponentially more difficult when he picks Jolteon. But other than that, nice and straightforward. So 1 continue. Probably should have been 2, but it isn't. I mean, hopefully we won't need them, but... yeah, anyway, on to Battle 3. So for this one, it is going to be Starmie, Jynx, and Gengar. Let's go. So the main one we don't want to see here is Taurus or Dugtrio. And of course, there's Taurus. Because the problem with Taurus and Dugtrio is, because they outspeed you, you've just got to hope that the OHKO move misses. There really is no skill involved, it's just luck. Whereas the others, you can be a bit more... You can be a bit more tactical. I mean, even the Rapidash outspeeds you, but you can kind of get round it. Oh, that was fortunate, because the quicker we knock this out, the better. Just while I'm trying to get through this battle, one thing I didn't mention, yeah, the last battle, Electabuzz, Gengar, Zapdos. If you want to use the team with Electabuzz instead of Jolteon, so that was the team I picked there. And then for this battle, I go Starmie, Electabuzz, Gengar instead of so it's Electabuzz instead of Jynx. And obviously with Electabuzz, one good thing about Electabuzz is obviously you can you can paralyse. So we can't paralyse Dugtrio, unfortunately. You can paralyse Taurus, so at least it reduces that. The problem with that is... Oh, come on. As if that didn't knock it out. But the problem with that is... if you paralyse it, it starts going for Body Slam, which obviously is quite devastating. So... The same with the... I know I've been going for Bubble Beam to try and get the speed down. But the downside to that is it will start going for Body Slam. It's also got Earthquake as well. So thinking, oh, I'll just switch to Gengar. No. Anyway, we knocked it out. We managed to avoid all the Oko moves, thankfully. Please don't have Dugtrio as well. Okay. At least not Dugtrio. To be fair, the worst three to face here are probably Arbok. It is Arbok, Dugtrio, Taurus. That's the three you don't want. If it's the other three, it's fairly straightforward. Especially Rapidash and Dragonite, because they can't... Rapidash and Dragonite can barely do anything to Gengar. So all that Rapidash can do to Gengar is Ember. All that Dragonite can do to Gengar is Bubble Beam. So it can be a bit laborious just going for Nightshade, but it's the sort of the fail-safe way of knocking them out. And that's why I don't like to face Arbok, because of that glare. Because now again we're relying on avoiding things. And on this occasion we didn't. So no continue again. Now, obviously I could have switched to Gengar there. And it would have had no effect, because obviously in Generation 1 Oko moves you have to be... For an Oko move to hit, the opponent either has to be paralysed or you have to be quicker than it. Right, straight for Psychic. Now the reason why I didn't... There we go. The reason why I didn't switch to Jynx when Starmie was paralysed was because... That was fortunate. Was because Jynx is slower than Arbok. So... I would have had to have hopefully avoided the attack. It wouldn't have been like it wouldn't have said it had no effect. So that was why I did that. That was why I didn't switch. But for some reason, when Arbok and Jynx start against each other, even though Arbok outspeeds it still goes for Glare. So it does give you an opportunity to get a Psychic away without having to avoid an Oko move, which is always useful. What isn't useful, however, is Dugtrio coming out. Please miss. Come on. This won't one-shot it, unfortunately. If I can get it under 100, which it has, right, so that's okay. So if I do get knocked out here, it's just going to need one Nightshade and then it's over. So Ice Punch again. Dugtrio's special is atrocious. Despite that, it still doesn't get one. Bubble Beam doesn't one-shot it either, so... But it doesn't matter. Knocked it out. So managed to win there, despite the fact it picked, in my opinion, he picked the worst three you could possibly face. But we're getting through it. I need to stop saying, don't want to see this, because I feel like every time I say I don't want this to come out, it does. But I'm just trying to pass on my wisdom, if I can use that term loosely, on which are the ones you want to see and which are the ones you don't. Anyway, 3 down, 5 to go. 1 continue in the bank as we now move on to the Rocket Grunt, I believe his name is. Or just Rocket. And the team for this battle is going to be Starmie, Zapdos, and Mew. So it's Zapdos' debut and Mew's debut. So we don't just pick Mew to get the Pokemon trophy. We actually do use it, which is always good. And this is the same team that I used for when I had Electabuzz on the team, obviously, because I had Starmie, Zapdos, and Mew as well. Okay, Weezing, switch out straight to Mew, because it's going to go for Sludge, and of course we've got super effective Psychic. The only problem with this team, well, with Zapdos in particular, if he picks 3 ground types, then Zapdos is pretty useless. But given what else we've got, I don't really feel that wasn't good. I suppose maybe it may have been better going for Jynx, to be fair. At least it, obviously with Ice Punch, at least it's super effective against the ground types. It's just if Slowbro It just depends on the team. It's just if Slowbro and Vaporeon come out, then you really need...
What's this? It's been poisoned.
You really need, you know, the electric of Zapdos. It's a difficult one, really.
Over this hot battle.
So yeah, it's... You're taking a gamble. Jynx probably covers more bases, but I kind of rely on the fact that, well, Starmie will clear the ground types off, if that makes sense. So, and you have got Sky Attack if you're desperate, but obviously, yeah, not good. And this certainly isn't good. It can outspeed me. Okay, well at least Mew knocked out Weezing, which is the main thing. I'd love to get a continue here, but I don't think we're going to, so we just need to make sure that we win. Goodbye. Now the problem I've got here is... Unless I get a speed drop or a critical hit, I don't think I'm going to knock this out. Unless it goes for Thunder and misses. This is a bit of a lottery, this one. And hopefully our numbers are going to come up. So Bubble Beam. We need a critical hit, not a speed drop, sorry. The reason why I wanted a speed... The reason why... if you... Oh, we've got the speed drop. I was going to say, if Mew's still alive, which obviously it isn't, he's just died. If Mew is still alive... If you get the speed drop... That was okay. If you get the speed drop and Mew's still alive, it can attack first. And obviously hit a side. That's why... that's why I said that. Or you need Thunder to miss, because obviously Thunder hits. 2 Thunders or a Thunder and an Earthquake, I think, knocks you out. So to knock this Nidoking out with Starmie... That was lucky. To knock this Nidoking out with Starmie, you need... Yeah. You need a Thunder miss, basically. Which we've had. In fact, we've had 2, and we managed to knock it out without taking damage. That was fortunate. So whatever comes out next... Which will hopefully be Golem.
There's only one Pokemon.
Don't want Slowbro. The less pink Pokemon, the better. Hey, there we go. Don't want Slowbro. Yeah, Nidoking and Slowbro, they're the two. They're the 2 you really probably don't want. Out of. I mean, Vaporeon. I suppose you want Vaporeon because you've got Zapdos and Starmie. But this Slowbro's horrible. Because it's got Amnesia, which does that, and it's also got Thunder Wave. I always think with this Slowbro, if your first Thunder misses, you've lost. But thankfully ours didn't, so we should be okay, although now this won't do anywhere near as much damage. Because of the Amnesia. Please don't go for Thunder Wave. I'd rather that than Thunder Wave, to be honest. Because at least we're still attacking first. Come on. Please hit. It won't knock it out unless it's a critical hit. But... Oh, okay, there we go. That was a bit fortunate, actually, because, yeah, without that critical hit, it wouldn't have knocked it out. But obviously we did have Zapdos in the background. We were a bit lucky there, really, that we went into that battle without taking damage from the Nidoking. But, yeah, when Nidoking and Slowbro come up, you need a bit of luck, because... They're the two you probably don't want. Although again, with Zapdos on the team, I suppose it makes Slowbro a little bit easier. Anyway, 4 down, 4 to go. 1 continue, so we can afford to make 1 mistake. As we move on now to the Labman. And the Labman. Anyway, and the team for this one is going to be similar to the last one. It's going to be Starmie, Mew, and Jolteon. So Jolteon coming in instead of Zapdos. Okay, what do I not want to see here? Gengar, Electabuzz. Well, Electabuzz. That's it. Oh, okay. When the crowd say Buzz, Electa, of course. The reason why I don't want to see Electabuzz is because I've got nothing to resist it. Well, I've got nothing to be. I've got nothing to be resist it and be good against it back. That's the problem here. Obviously, Jolteon resists it, but unfortunately, as well, Electabuzz outspeeds Starmie, so that's why we need to get straight out there. And we'll send in Mew. And it didn't go for Thunderbolt, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Went for Thunder Wave. Normally it goes straight for Thunderbolt, but well, not in this case, it seems. The problem now is, if Mew gets taken out by Electabuzz, and then he's got Gengar, not really got anything for Gengar. So it's just you don't want the two of them. I mean, you don't want either of them ideally. You want Ditto and two others that are not Electabuzz or Gengar, basically. Now we need to try and get a special drop here. If we can. If we can just get one. Oh, great. 99 billion. So Seismic Toss now will knock me out.
What now?
Ooh, that was lucky. That was lucky, actually. But we'll take it.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
So now I'm going to get knocked out. So again, no continue, but hopefully that won't matter. Yep. Yeah, did I say the team when I picked Electabuzz? When I picked Electabuzz, not him. Yeah, so my other teams, if you go with Electabuzz instead of Jolteon on your team, Starmie, Mew, Electabuzz for this battle. Because obviously you can you've got the paralysis option then. But unfortunately, this isn't low enough that Quick Attack will knock it out, so we're going to have to go for Thunder.
This battle is still up in the air.
Which of course misses. Thanks for nothing. So now we're paralysed.
What's this?
So we're not in good shape at this point, basically.
What a furious
Okay.
battle.
Well, we'll go Quick Attack now, because I just want to try and... If I get a critical hit, I might knock it out, which would be useful.
What'll it do?
Of course we don't.
Yeah, it's a hit.
30 damage, which sucks. What are you going to go for? Yep, Seismic Toss, thought it might.
What's that?
So one more Quick Attack.
Good hit.
I mean, if I'd gone for Thunder and it had hit, it would have been the same difference. I'm still taking 100 damage, so it was the right call. It's just annoying how because that Thunder missed, we're not only now paralysed, but we're 100 HP down. When if that Thunder would have hit, it would have done 49, and then
It goes down after a
we'd have been unparalysed, ready for the next Pokemon to come in.
We're waiting for the next Pokemon.
We're going to need a bit of luck here, I think. That could be it.
Rapid action.
It really does depend on what last Pokemon is now. I'm hoping it's Ditto.
Pokemon are entirely
But normally if he's got Ditto, it normally starts. I'm going to stay in here, perhaps against my better judgment. Because obviously, the reason why I'm staying in is because Rapidash outspeeds Starmie. So I just think, let's try and get as much damage as we can in with Jolteon. And then hopefully Starmie can clear the rest of the team.
What now?
As long as it's not Gengar. That was lucky. That was really lucky, actually. Critical hit and paralysis, although because it's down to 12 now, I'm just going to go Quick Attack anyway. And of course, we don't get it away. Not that it really matters at this stage. But the paralysis was really lucky because now Starmie will attack first. Whereas it would have gone second, so that was fortunate. But given what happened against the Electabuzz, I think we deserve that.
Only one Pokemon left in reserve.
Right, so now Starmie
There's nothing left in reserve.
will knock this out, and it depends what last Pokemon is. I'm hoping. I keep saying Ditto, but I hope it's not Ditto now. I hope it's Okay, well, I guess we're going to find out now.
Oh, there's going to be a change of Pokemon.
Unfortunately, I've got Bubble Beam lined up here, so if it's I was going to say if it's one of the water types, if it's Tentacruel or Kabuto. Obviously, Kabuto it would have been neutral damage, but yeah.
What's this?
Of course, it's Tentacruel. At least it's not Gengar, so it could have been worse. The problem with Gengar is it's got Mega Drain, so obviously super effective against water types. And again, we're slower. So I didn't realize how quick Tentacruel was until I started playing on this game. Cruel Tent. I've got Cruel Intentions for you. That's one of them. I'm hoping one more Thunder will be enough, but it won't, basically. Thankfully, it wastes turns setting up Double Edge. I don't know why it does it. But Barrier and Screech are all to set up Double Edge.
What's that?
But thankfully that just gives me free... Great.
That's something.
Thankfully that just gives me free reign for
Crowd's excitement is building
to go for
over this
Thunder,
hot
which,
round.
considering how often it misses...
Damage
Yeah, I don't know why it sets up... Well, that did a lot of damage, actually. That's why. I was just about to say, I don't know why it sets up Double Edge so much instead of just going for High Jump. I know Starmie resists High Jump, but at least it's doing damage. I don't think the critical hit mattered there, because I think with the recoil damage it took on the last turn, it would have knocked it out anyway at normal.
Both combatants are down to
Normal
their
Thunder.
last Pokemon.
Anyway,
There's nothing left in reserve. Ow, this
all
one
that's left to do
really
now is knock
rough.
Rapid Dash out, which thankfully is paralysed, so we're going to attack first. Now let's go for Swift, just to make absolutely certain.
Right down to the wire.
Because of course Swift
Quick attack.
always hits.
Yeah.
It hits Pokemon that have dug, it hits Pokemon that have flown.
It's down.
I feel that sounds like the start of the poem. It hits Pokemon that have
And there goes
that are
the
unknown. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, another battle won, another battle without a continue. We are getting some horrible teams here. So, not good. But anyway, we're winning, that's all that matters. So on to Battle 6. Hopefully a nicer team will come out. Let's see. Okay, so our team for this battle is going to be Jynx, Gengar and Jolteon. So let's get on with it. Jynx, Gengar and Zapdos if you want to use the other team, the team with Electabuzz instead of Jolteon. And that's why we're starting with Jynx, because 95% of the time I would say, maybe even higher than that, she will start with Snorlax,
Oh, what a lovely kick.
which we need to put to sleep.
Fell asleep.
And that's a good start.
Asleep. They're both being cautious.
Probably going to regret saying this, but the ones I don't want here are Alakazam and Electrode.
What's that?
Um,
A decent
so,
hit.
yeah, I mean, it's not a nice team. Whatever comes out, it's difficult. But really, you certainly want Venusaur. Venusaur's fairly straightforward. Even with Jolteon, you've got Pin Missile, which is quite effective, I think. So, well, that was lucky. Critical hit and special drop. So now, one more Psychic will knock it out.
Woke up. The crowd
That was good. So, yeah, that's all you have to do against this Snorlax. You're going to keep putting it to sleep and going for Psychic. Oh, great. Going for Psychic. I was hoping it wasn't going to do that. I was expecting it, but hoping it wasn't going to do that.
Oh, it's Alakazam.
And, of course, it's Alakazam, the one I said I didn't want.
What now?
I'm trying to give a pun to do with spoons.
That was sweet.
I'm over the spoon that's come out. There we go. That's the best I can think of. Okay, I need to get this Body Slam away. If I can get paralysis here, we're good.
What'll it do?
So we'll go Body Slam because it won't... Great. Because it doesn't... It'll go for Reflect, but it goes on the second turn for some reason. So you've got a chance to get a Body Slam in at full power and potentially do that. Right, so now we've done that. That puts us in a good position now, despite the special drop. I'm going to stay in, against my better judgment. I'll try and get the special drop back and go for Psychic.
What's this?
Which we didn't get. Come on, Paralysis. Come on, Paralysis. Yeah, there's the Reflect. I don't know why it doesn't go for Reflect on the first turn, but at least it gives you one turn to get a full power Body Slam in. I mean, obviously, you can keep going for Body Slam. I do think, to be fair for this Alakazam, you do need to paralyse it, because if you don't, it's pretty devastating. I mean, I'm pretty sure it outspeeds Jolteon. So, my advice would be keep going. Even when it puts the Reflect up, keep going for Body Slam and try and get the paralysis if you can. Come on, I need to get this special drop back, because I want Jynx to try and survive here, given the Snorlax is still alive. And of course, I don't know what the Pokemon is. We're not getting special drops, are we? But we are getting full paralysis, so that's good.
Neither one is exceeding an inch.
That is good.
What's this?
Come on. There we go. Right, that's what we need. So now, this shouldn't knock me out. This may have knocked me out without that special drop, but now... There we go. You see, without that special drop, we're knocked out. So Ice Punch. This will do a lot more damage now. Yeah, I was thinking of switching there, but we'll stay in, because I'm hoping this is going to knock it out. I'm just thinking about the continue. No. Oh, there we go. That was lucky. Right. Well, we're still on the continue now, which is perfect. I could have switched, but then if it had got a psychic away, obviously, you know, it could have been quite devastating. So, thankfully, it didn't, though. Right, that's hopefully the hardest one knocked out.
What Pokemon will be fighting next?
Snorlax shouldn't be too bad. I just hope Jynx is still alive.
Oh, it's Electro.
Great.
Has to make up for lost
Electrons.
ground. The
Brilliant.
Pokemon are entirely different types.
Okay, well, we'll go to Jolteon, because it's going to go for Thunderbolt, I would imagine. So we'll go Jolteon to try and...
Pokemon returns to its Pokeball.
I'm gonna try and get this to do something here.
Oh, it's Jolteon.
So we'll go Jolteon to take this Thunderbolt. And then what's it going to do? It's either going to go Thunder Wave, or Hyper Beam, or potentially Explosion. Either way, we'll go Gengar,
They strike fighting
because I don't want Jolteon paralysed,
Another Pokemon chain.
and I'm hoping it's going to go for Hyper Beam or Explosion here. But I feel like it's going to go for Thunder Wave, but let's hope. Well, that was lucky, and that's why you picked Gengar for this battle. Or that's why I picked Gengar for this battle, because, well, not the only reason, but it can be useful for that.
Wow! Goes down.
That was really fortunate. Unfortunately now, I've got Gengar out and Snorlax is about to come back in. Now, I could go for Hypnosis, or I could switch straight to Jynx. But it's going to go, for Earthquake, I would imagine. So I'm going to have to stay in and go for Hypnosis.
Remaining Pokemon count
I mean, don't get me wrong, if you'd offered me this position before the battle started, I would have taken it.
become one-sided.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get the continue now. Certainly not now. Okay, wasn't expecting that. I mean, I'm glad. But why didn't it go for Earthquake, I don't know. But that gives us a chance to potentially get the continue. So we'll get Gengar out of there and go for Jynx. Yeah, I think Hypnosis is 60% accurate compared to Lovely Kiss is 90. So you really don't want to be relying on Hypnosis against this thing. I mean, I said I would have taken that. Unfortunately, it's back to full health now. So we can still get the continue, but at the same time, it's now at full health. So swings and roundabouts really. But hopefully, if we can just get that special drop, just so we can start chipping away at it. Okay, so back to the tactic that we employed at the beginning. We've got 2 psychics left as well, which is worrying. I forgot we used them all up against the Alakazam. Good. 2 psychics. I really need a special drop here. I mean, obviously, Ice Punch is pretty powerful as well, but not.
What's this?
Oh, that. Stay asleep. Damn it. Okay. Lovely Kiss. I was going to go to Gengar because it's going to go for Body Slam. So if I go to Gengar, it'll avoid it, but then it's still over 100 damage. Come on, stay asleep. Please, just one more turn. That's literally all I need. Great. The thing is, I don't want to lose going for continue, which could happen here. I am taking a bit of a risk here, because if I go for Psychic... Damn it. I don't want to lose going for continue, because if I'd gone for Psychic and got it under 100, I send Gengar in and just do Nightshade and win. Whereas now, I've got to rely on Thunder hitting. If this Thunder misses, I think we've lost this battle. Because it's sure it's going to go for Earthquake this time. And not Rest. So this Thunder really needs to hit. Come on, Jolteon.
What now?
Yes. Who's a good boy? You see, that's why you put it in instead of Electabuzz. Did I say who was a good boy? I didn't I? Yeah, move on. Very, very quickly move on. So we're still boxing our way through this somehow. Despite the fact that we're up against teams that I keep saying I don't want these Pokemon to come out. They keep coming out, we keep beating them. So I don't have to keep that trend going, keep saying when I don't want to face, and then they'll come out and we'll win anyway. Guess we'll have to see against the Bird Boy if that trend will indeed continue. Anyway, our team for this battle is going to be Starmie, Zapdos and Jolteon. So, packing the Thunder here, despite the fact that I said I don't like relying on it. The only one I don't want to see, well, I say the only one I don't want to see. I don't want to see Zapdos and probably Articuno as well. Aerodactyl though, we'll take Aerodactyl, that's a good start. Yeah, the three you don't want are Charizard, Articuno and Zapdos. The three you do want are the other three, basically. So this is a good start. So we'll start off with a Minimize. Aerodactyl outspeeds everything, so you can't get a Thunder in, and if it with Jolteon without taking a hit. So I think Aerodactyl. Well, that was lucky. I think Aerodactyl's the quickest Pokemon on the game. I think it's either that or Electrode. So for a speed up there or a critical hit, but we got neither, so we're going to have to do that again.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
So we'll go Minimize again. No, don't switch out. It's going to be Zapdos. No, 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 no. Well, we'll see if we can keep the theme going of saying what we don't want to face and then winning anyway. We've had 2 evasion boosts though here, so if it does go for Thunder, we've got a decent chance of it missing because it's only 70% accurate, and we've had 2 evasion boosts. And inexplicably it outspeeds, but that's the reason why I didn't want. That's the main reason, and of course, that's the other reason why I don't want to face it, because it one-shots you. Yeah, it outspeeds you and one-shots you, which is really irritating, especially when you've had 2 evasion boosts. If you want to use the other team, by the way, Starmie, Zapdos, Electabuzz. Thankfully, Jolteon does outspeed Zapdos, but only for 1 attack, as you'll see in a second. So we really need this Thunder to hit. If this misses, I think we've lost this battle. But thankfully, it didn't. But now we're going to be going second because of this, which is another reason why I didn't. Basically, Zapdos, to be honest with you, I said about the 3 you don't want to face. As long as Zapdos makes this battle so much more difficult. Because you have to face it with Jolteon and just hope that you can out-Thunder it. That's pretty much all you've got. That's like the only strategy here, really. Come on, Jolteon. And then when you start going second, I was just about to say 1 miss, and all of a sudden the tide turns. I mean, hopefully he'll miss. He goes for Thunder rather than Drill Peck, which helps a little bit for that reason, because he can start missing. But then I was about to say, I don't sound like I'm moaning, but I was about to say normally when he misses, you're then fully paralysed. But yeah, great. I love Zapdos. I think this is revenge. This is Zapdos' revenge because I took it out. I know it was Electabuzz, wasn't it? I would say Zapdos' revenge because I took it out of my team, but it was Electabuzz I took out, wasn't it? What am I talking about? So ignore that completely. Just a Thunder spam here until we knock it out, and hopefully we will. Actually, he's missing quite a lot, which is really helping. There we go. Right, I'm going to go quick attack here and hope that it'll do 27. Come on. Did it do 30 earlier? I think it did 30 or 40 even, maybe. I don't know. But on this occasion, it's done 22 ooh, because of course it has. There's no way this is missing again, surely.
That was weak.
Nope. But you know what? If you'd offered me this, I would have taken it.
Leading an inch.
So, quick attack. There we go.
There.
Right, so at least the worst one's gone, and we know
Yeah, it's a hit.
he's got
Decided the outcome.
we know he's got a Aerodactyl,
Pokemon is coming out.
just not Charizard. Hey.
Oh, it's Starmie.
It's almost like the game can hear me. It's like,
The
okay.
Pokemon are
well, we're gonna have to go quick attack here because it's got Earthquake. That's why I said not Charizard, because it has got Earthquake, and it outspeeds Starmie inexplicably as well. And even though we did go quick attack, despite that, we're still not going to get a move away. Don't know why it's gone for that. And not Earthquake. Will probably still knock me out. There we go.
It's finally taken down.
Okay.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
So goes Zapdos. Obviously Starmie's dead, so it doesn't matter that it outspeeds Starmie. Yeah, if you face Starmie with if you face Charizard with Starmie, it is faster than it. So you have to. 2 Thunders though will knock it out, but 2 Bubble Beams won't. Just in case you do ever face it with Starmie.
Whoa!
Right, come on. That was crucial, I think. I don't think that one-shots it without the critical hit.
One-hit wonder.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I don't think it does. There's a chance it does, but I don't know. Either way, I'm not bothered, because now we just need to survive this Hyper Beam and hit Thunder, and we're on to the final.
Just one Pokemon aside now. The battle is coming right
Which I'm not
down
going to
the
say
wire.
what I do or don't want to see. Because... Ooh, there we go. I'm panicking a bit there. Please hit.
Savage attack. Oh,
Okay.
that's a miss.
At least we get another shot at it.
What a furious battle.
Here we go. Come on.
Being unable
We're poxing our way
to
through here.
hurts.
Come on, Zapdos. There we go. Right, critical hit didn't matter. It would have one-shotted it at full health, so that's all good. And we're on to the final. Like I said, I'm not going to say what I don't want to see, I don't think, because it keeps coming out. Although we do keep winning when I do say it, so maybe I will. I don't want to see Jolteon. Ooh, should I have said that? Should I have said that? I don't know. Anyway, we've got 2 chances, so we've got 2 chances of Jolteon coming out. If we do happen to lose the first battle. We shall see. Anyway, the team for us is going to be Jynx, our Jolteon, and Starmie. So let's get on with it. Incidentally, if you want to use the other team that I keep banging on about, it's Jynx, Zapdos, Starmie. Instead of, and of course, sends it out straight away, the one you don't want to see. Great. The problem with this one is I've got nothing. You've kind of just got to gang up on it and hope. And it can do that as well. That's the other problem with it. Okay, we'll go Body Slam because, again, it'll go for Reflect hopefully. So let's try and get a Body Slam in before, because we could do that. Which, although having said that, I don't really know what the right play is here. I don't know if it's that or Lovely Kiss. Although now we have done that, we'll go Psychic. That was a bit fortunate. Although it didn't make any difference whatsoever. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Yeah, the problem now is I can't put it to sleep. The thing is, if I'd put it to sleep and it had stayed asleep, I could have got more damage away, but I don't really know what the best play is here. It's not gone for Reflect either, which is a little bit surprising. I think that's because it was up against Jynx. Anyway, go Psychic, hopefully get a special drop. Or that. That's helpful. That was a bit fortunate.
The crowd's excitement is building over this hot battle.
Psychic again.
Oh, there's
No, he's switching out.
change of Pokemon.
Bit surprised. Does that mean Rhydon?
Oh, it's Starmie.
No, it means Starmie. It means something that resist all my moveset, apart from Body Slam, and it didn't matter anyway. I was hoping to, could have really done with getting that away then. Okay, so we know the team at least, because we know he's got Mew, because he always picks Mew. So it's Starmie and Jolteon. The two that I would have said were the two I didn't want to face, because the problem with this Starmie is it outspeeds, not only does it outspeed my Starmie, it outspeeds my Jolteon. So it's not like you can just send Jolteon in to try and one-shot it, unfortunately. Please survive this. Oh, there we go. Right, come on. If I can hit this, I'd get a special drop. But even if I don't get a special drop, just hit it. There we go. That's helpful. That's really helpful, because now I'm hoping that I can one-shot it with ideally with my Starmie, because I want to keep my Jolteon as healthy as possible to face his Jolteon. And Jolteon's, I say the Jolteon's the best thing for Mew. It sort of is and it isn't really. Right, okay, I'm going to send Starmie in and hope that with the special drop, I can one-shot it with my Thunder. Jolteon definitely would one-shot it with Thunder. But I think Starmie... Is it the right thing? Yeah. Yeah, don't talk... Yeah, I nearly talked myself out of it then. Okay, come on. Because I need... The thing is, I need Jolteon. I need my Jolteon for his Jolteon. That's the problem. That's the problem. At least I know the... Okay. At least I know the entire team. To be fair, of all the moves it could have gone with, that's probably the one I'd want it to go for. Please hit this. Hey! I love this game. Please stay in. Please don't switch. Please don't do that. Because now the special drop's gone. So that was possibly the chance. We're gonna need a bit of luck now. Wouldn't hurt us if this hit. Which of course it doesn't, so that's 2 misses in a row. Always good. And now we're going to be paralysed, which doesn't really matter as long as we're not fully paralysed all the time, because we're going second anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Again, Mew outspeeding Starmie, not quite sure how or why, but it does. That speed drop's irrelevant, because Jolteon does outspeed Mew. And we're now paralysed. So we just need to now try and hopefully it'll keep going for Psychic, not get special drops, and will not be fully paralysed. If I can get this low enough, that then when Jolteon comes in, that was lucky. If I can get this low enough that when Jolteon comes in, one Thunder will knock it out, we're okay. I think one more Bubble Beam, and we should be enough. I think Thunder does about... It's about 150 to 180, I think, roughly. It's a decent... Great. It's a decent range, but... Yeah, one more Bubble Beam to be sure. Bubble Beam? My accent came out then. Not in a special drop yet, which I'm amazed about. And happy about. Not so happy about that, but... Come on. I need to hit this. I need to hit one more Bubble Beam.
What's this? It didn't do much damage.
Come on, please. Please.
What now?
Oh, thank God. There we go. Right. Knock me out, don't go for softball. If it goes for softball, I think we've lost. If it knocks me out, we've got a chance. But we're gonna need a bit of luck. Right, well at least it's knocked me out, so that's good. Right, Jolteon. I don't like relying on Thunder. I'm sure I've said that already. If I haven't, then I have now. But we're going to have to now. I'm going to have to just keep going for Thunder and hope it doesn't miss.
Oh, it's Jolteon.
That's all we can do.
Only one Pokemon against 3. The battle has become one-sided.
This one definitely can't miss. If this misses, we really are in trouble. Right, that's good. The critical hit didn't matter. We've knocked out anyway. So that's the Mew gone. So at least I can't be paralysed by the Mew. But kind of, what's he going to send out now? I'm assuming it's going to be Jolteon. I wasn't sure it was going to send out because obviously Jolteon's paralysed, but Starmie's weak.
one Pokemon against two now.
Well, it's going to be Thunder. I'm afraid 2 Thunders will knock it out.
What'll it do?
Come on, don't miss. Oh! Oh, that was lucky. Oh my goodness me.
It's down.
Oh, that was really fortunate. Because now we're not paralysed.
Both
I mean, we're still going to be attacking second, so in some ways it doesn't matter. But at least we don't have to worry about being fully paralysed.
we're down to the last Pokemon.
And also, I say it doesn't matter. It does matter because if it had paralysed me, I would have then been attacking second against that Jolteon. Right, come on.
Battle is coming
We need to survive this Surf. Surf's always a critical hit. I always moan about that, but if we can avoid that here, which we have, it's a 3-hit kill, so we can do this. Now, this won't one-shot it, unfortunately. I don't quite know how. I feel like it should, but it won't.
It's not the effective.
Hopefully it'll have enough left that we can... No, I was going to say...
Crowd's excitement is still
It's really frustrating because we're going to have to go for Thunder again, because I was hoping we're going to have enough left to go for Quick Attack, but... That's annoying. If I know that was coming, I would have gone for Quick Attack, because I thought it was going to go for Recover. It normally goes for Recover after that. Please hit. If this hits, none of that matters. But if I'd known it was going to go for Surf... It doesn't matter! I was going to say if I'd known it was going to go for Surf, I'd have gone Pin Missile or Quick Attack, but it doesn't matter. The critical hit didn't matter either, so just in case you're wondering. Oh, and there we go. That is how you get Mew using rental Pokemon. You basically spam Thunder with Jolteon. And that's why you pick Jolteon instead of Electabuzz. That's a good example right there. Because of course with Zapdos, I think Zapdos' Thunder's more powerful, but obviously Starmie's got Ice Beam, which is super effective, so... And it still outspeeds, obviously. Well, all that's left to do is pick the MVP, the most valuable Pokemon, and I am going to go with Jolteon just because of what happened in the last battle, and just to kind of reaffirm the fact that, yes, it's the right call to switch the team from Electabuzz to Jolteon. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really sure what else we could pick. Obviously, it killed the Zapdos as well in the previous battle, knocked out the Snorlax in the previous battle before that, so I think... Even if it's just for those last 3 battles, I think Jolteon's the right choice for the MVP. And that is round 2 Prime Cup Master Ball clear with a rental Mew on the team. So if you wanted to get the Mew trophy for Victory Palace, Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it, then that is the way you do it. What a horrible run that was. Every single Pokemon I didn't want to face came out, but we still managed to get through. We sort of puxed our way through. And all I have to do now is to say goodbye. So we'll go back to the Hall of Fame, Victory Palace, and show what we've won, even though we'd already won it. But you get the idea. Yeah, so that's how you get the Mew with a rental team. That is how you do it. So if you want to do it, then do it that way or find your own way. It's up to you. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So that is that's the end of this video. Just to reaffirm this fact as well, you can't get Mewtwo with a rental. It has to be you have to get it from the transfer pack from the Game Boy game. But anyway, that's, as I said, that's the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Commentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist where I play through the entirety of the game, completely with rental Pokemon. I've also done that for Pokemon Stadium 2. So if that sounds like your bag, please go and check that out. There's also plenty of other content on the channel which is non-Pokemon related, and some of the Pokemon related stuff, including Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Puzzle League, and as I said, non-Pokemon stuff on there as well from various consoles over time, PlayStation 2, Sega Mega Drive, etc, etc. But join me next time. I'm going to be moving on probably to a different game. I don't know what that game is going to be, but that is all part of the fun. But until we get to that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.